Hey guys, what's going on? I see that you guys have already been chatting in the YouTube broadcast there, on the YouTube page. So that's good. Hopefully you guys will have something to talk about. We're going to be working on the Banshee some more. Banshee Norn. Last time you guys, at the end, I asked you what you want to see built next. You said the backpack. So hey guys, kind of whoops, stop that. There you go. You guys said you want to see the backpack, so we're gonna skip ahead to the backpack if I can find it. Here we are. Starting on page 40, this giant manual. Yeah. So yeah, hey guys. First of all, and before we start, just want to say that my son was born today, so I'm very happy and tired and excited and proud. He's very happy and healthy and very good, perfect, handsome. So yeah, I'm really, really happy about that. If you're wondering why I'm doing this like the night after my son is born, it's because my son and wife are staying at the hospital. Not together. The baby has to stay in like a special room, like where all the babies stay. My wife is just staying in like a recovery room where there's nowhere for me to sleep there, so I have to sleep here at home. So I just thought before I go to sleep, I might as well just do about an hour or so of building with you guys, just build up the backpack just before I go to bed. So that's just how much I love you guys, even though I'm pretty tired and like, I mean, I don't really have anything else to do at this point, like just sleep. That's pretty much it. I can put that off for an hour to build some stuff with you guys. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, let's get started on the backpack. I'm gonna pull out all of our parts here. So excuse me while I get to clipping. As you guys should know, the majority of the backpack is the same as the unicorn. We're just going to have the new armed armor parts on it. I'm guessing it's going to work. Well, I've seen it on Gunpla TV when they showed it off already, so I know it works, but I don't know too in detail exactly how similar it is to the master grade, but I'm assuming that they work basically exactly the same as the master grade, that the armed armor parts just plug in place of where you would normally plug in the beam saber handles. So let's see. What else do we need from the iRunner? Anything? No, maybe not. What's this? Okay, it's kind of interesting. Here in the manual, it shows you if you want to make just the Banshee. Here it says Banshee. If you want to just make the Banshee, you can make it there. It shows you. I mean, obviously, it's just like 2 parts different, so I'm sure those parts are included in the runners. They probably didn't remove those parts from the runners just for this. So, of course, if you want to make just the normal backpack, you can make that, and it's cool that they included that in the manual. But of course, we're going to skip that part. Let's see, M. M. M1 black. A lot of these parts are so easily recognizable. I really don't need the manual too much, just for at least identifying the parts I know I'm going to use on the backpack. Some pretty big gates here on a couple of these parts. Someone asked, hey Zach, can you make a tutorial on how you made your SD baby Gundam? I'm talking about that baby. If you want a tutorial on how to make an SD 1:1 scale baby. There's a lot of really great sites online where you can learn how to do that. I don't think you need me to make a tutorial on that. So good luck. Well, yeah, I was saying a lot of these gates on here are really huge, but they are undergated. They're under gates, so that's helpful. Let's see, M10 and 11. Are we going to use these or no? Looks like it. Yeah, they're there. Okay. Yo, someone said RE Gundam Leopard Airmaster. Are you guys talking about what you want to see in the RE line? Yeah, you are. Yes, I actually replied to that. Of course, I'll try to reply as much as possible. Again, for any of you guys who are watching, if you have questions that you want me to answer, if I don't see your question, just try to make it fairly obvious by making it in like all caps or something so that I can see it clearly when I'm glancing up, because I'm not going to take the time to read everything that you guys are saying, but I'll just check now and then. It's M5. Where's that piece go? Not on the backpack, apparently. Oh, yeah, there it is on the very first step. Silly. So, using the majority of the parts out of that runner, except for the feet and this little guy, the little circular part on the backpack. That means I'm going to need that one from the other runner too. From M2. Someone asked my son's name. My son's name is Noah. I didn't. I mean, if my wife was really into Gundam, I maybe would have considered some Gundam character name, but I kind of don't really want to do that. That's kind of silly to like name your kid after like a TV show character or anything like that, or like a video game character or anything. So anyway, we liked the name Noah, and it was only later that I realized that Noah is not exactly a Gundam. I mean, but there's Bright Noah, so it's kind of a family. It's his family name, last name. So there is kind of a Gundam character named Noah, just not the first name. And I'm sure somewhere in the Gundam universe there is probably another character with the first name of Noah, but not that I'm aware of at the moment. Big obnoxious question here. Got into this recently, just wondering how important painting is for HG and more complicated grades. I'm colorblind, so I'm kind of rubbish at that. Wittiful asked that. Painting is as important as you want it to be, really. So I would say if you have the financial capabilities to afford what you need to paint and the desire to improve your skills as a modeler, then you should paint, always. If you don't have the financial capabilities, or you're happy with just snap building, that's fine. But of course, it's more fun to make it custom. I think like you don't have to, but making like painting your kid is fun. So like, if you can, then I don't see why you wouldn't. But not everyone can afford it, so you know it's understandable. Or other reasons, they don't have any space to do it, or this, that, or the other. There's a lot of reasons why you would not paint, which I understand. So anyway, being colorblind though, I wouldn't let that. I wouldn't let being colorblind get in the way of painting either. One of my best friends in college, and one of my roommates was colorblind, and he was a painter. That was his major in college. So colorblind people can paint perfectly well. I mean, like, maybe like when you're painting your kit, and like when other people look at it, like the color, if you want to go for like anime accurate colors, which I guess you wouldn't know anyway because you can't see the show in color. But I mean, you can always read the colors in the manual. So like if the color in the manual painting guide says like you need 100% yellow, then you use a bottle that says 100% yellow. I mean, you can match that, and then you'll know it's the right color. But I mean, I really wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, the color is going to be whatever looks good for you. I mean, if you're only seeing it in grayscale or whatever colors that you see, being someone who's colorblind, I mean, if it looks good to you, then that's all that really matters. And I mean, even though you can't see the colors exactly, you're still seeing like the color tones and stuff. So like, I mean, it's not going to be bad. And if anything, the colors will be more interesting to the rest of us when we see your kit. If it's like happens to be some like really odd, not usual colors, that'll just make it more interesting, right? So my point is, yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. So just if you have the capabilities to paint, then yeah, go for it. Just do your best, and you'll enjoy it either way. So, okay, trying to focus here. G. G5. G5. I like that for the thruster bells, we've got an inner part and an outer part. It's two different parts for that. It's pretty cool. Obviously, don't get that very often. I don't know about other perfect grades, if they have that. I don't remember. I've built the perfect grade Wing Zero and the Strike Freedom. I don't remember either of those having inner and outer parts for the thruster bells, but I could be wrong. Q. Let's see, 3. Okay, we need 4 of those. Again, guys, I'm just cutting out all the parts that I need for the backpack, or a lot of them, until if this pile starts to look a little bit too big, then I'll stop and work on some of the parts. But right now I'm just working on cutting out all the parts that I need to build the backpack. Let's see, got all that, got that, got that, got that. We need a few, we're going to use a few polycaps in the backpack, but so far we have all of that. And B and E. E1. Need a couple of these beam saber handles. Even though the backpack is different, it does still hold the beam saber handles, just in a slightly different place. So that's nice. E. 9. Right. The cutting sound of the runner is so relaxing. I know, man. Yes. Cutting the plastic. And you know what's another really satisfying feeling is opening the plastic bags when you first open the kit. It's really satisfying feeling and sound when you're opening the runner bags. And then WP. 17 and 15. And then 15, 16. All right, so with this is going to be all the parts that we need for the backpack itself, not the armed armor. I'm going to put this all together first, and then we'll do the armed armor parts. Someone said, hey Zach, what do you think about the new Gundam Barbatos? Is it good or not? I haven't built it yet. I haven't got it. Hopefully I'll get it this coming week or so. I'm not sure how quick it's going to be for you guys to see it, because at the moment I already have the next 10 videos lined up for my channel, like for the normal release videos. And someone asked another question, have you watched episode 2 yet? No, I think I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to watch episode 2 of Iron Blooded Orphans and make a video of that. I don't do anime reviews. I don't really watch that much anime, so I don't really want to do like a video for every episode, I think. But I think what I will do is maybe starting from next week or something, maybe just do a live broadcast like just once a week, like after watching Iron Blooded Orphans, so that I can talk about what I thought about that week's episode of Iron Blooded Orphans, and then maybe just chat with you guys, answering questions and stuff like that, just doing a like discussion live chat, basically, just something simple. So I'm not gonna actually like watch the show with you guys like I did before, but I'll watch it before doing that, and then just do a live chat with you guys. We'll talk about that, and then talk about whatever else as well, I think is what I want to do for that anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna watch episode 2. Anyway, yeah, for just the regular videos on my channel, I have the next 10 videos lined up. They're not all edited yet, but I know what the next 10 videos are going to be. So it is going to be, even if I get the Barbatos Gundam, like sometime within the next few days, it's going to be at least a week until I get any videos of it out. So I pretty much always have a queue of videos waiting. So like I usually record videos, and then it's over a week until you guys see it. So that's why it's a good idea to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, because I usually post pictures of stuff like that's finished there long before you see it on YouTube. So if you want to know like what's coming, like whatever kit I'm currently snapping for review, if you follow me on Facebook or especially on Instagram, that's the best way to know what's coming up. So if you have been following me there, you'll know that the next reviews coming up are the Master Grade Funichiro Nishida, as well as the RG Trans Am Riser, P Bandai Trans Am version of the 00 Riser. Really great kit, by the way. If you guys don't have a RG 00 Riser, definitely recommend getting one. And the Trans Am version is really nice as well. I usually don't like gloss injected kits, but I really do. I really did enjoy that kit quite a bit. And I also don't really like the 00 Riser Gundam all that much either. And I really like the kit, so that should tell you something right there. It's a nice kit. So someone said, and by the way, did any of you guys know the ending title from Iron Blooded Orphans? I'm guessing you're asking about the song. Christian Lamb is asking about the song. Yeah, I'm not the person to ask about that. I very rarely enjoy songs in anime. And as I said before, I don't really watch that much anime anyway, so nothing against it, just not how I choose to use my time. If I had a lot more time for stuff like that, I guess I might, but probably not. If I had any more time, it would just probably go to doing even more Gundam stuff. If you guys couldn't tell by just the fact that I'm even doing this broadcast right now, I'm pretty much like addicted to Gunpla, and specifically addicted to YouTube and making videos for you guys. But I hope it's okay with you guys. I hope that none of you are complaining about that. You guys seem to enjoy my videos for the most part, so that's good. Again, if there's any of you guys who are watching this who haven't seen the previous video that I did building the Armed Armor DE of this kit, I said in that video multiple times that I am going to be painting this kit along with building it, so you guys will see some of the painting process. I won't do any live streaming of the painting, obviously, because I can't take my computer in like set it next to my spray booth or something. I'm just using the built-in camera in my computer right now. I don't have like a separate webcam or something like that, which is also why the camera's quality is fine but not great. I realized that someone was telling me last time that I should consider getting like a HD webcam or something and like a better mic or something. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If I'm going to be doing a lot of live streaming and stuff, I may consider dropping some money on a better external camera. If you guys have any recommendations for a good like HD webcam, let me know. Sure, I'll just probably, if I decide to buy one, what I'll end up doing is just going on Amazon and just doing some research there. But if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'll look into it. Something to think about anyway. But anyway, for the painting, I will record some of my painting. I'll just use my GoPro and then just do a time lapse of that so you guys can see the painting in super ultrasonic speed, because it's probably pretty boring. I don't know though, like some other people do some painting videos. Like Henry does some painting videos, and those are a little bit what's the word I want to use? They're meditative. Yeah, kind of. It's a good like meditation, relaxing. Just watching the painting is kind of a nice, relaxing feeling. But I think at times it can be boring, of course, because you're just watching just someone paint. I don't know. So there are times when I think it's enjoyable, and other times it's very relaxing. Depends on the mood, I guess. So when there's things that other YouTubers do that I don't particularly enjoy, then I usually don't incorporate that in my videos. So like before when I first started making videos and I first started doing kit reviews, I didn't really talk too much about the articulation, because when I watch reviews of stuff, and haven't really too much in a while, sometimes Jabman's reviews I always watch, other people's not that much sometimes, for just like basic review stuff anyway. When other people review stuff, I usually don't really care about the articulation segment of the review, and I usually skip that. So for a while, when I was first started making videos, I didn't talk about the articulation. But now I just kind of do it just because I feel like I kind of have to. I know some people care about that, so just kind of have to include it. But I would rather just kind of skip over it, really, to be honest, because I think it's kind of boring. What do you guys think? Yes. painting video is indeed relaxing. Yeah, someone else agreed. Kasha Custom asked me, how about GoPro? Yes, GoPro is very nice. Here's the problem that I'm having with the GoPro. The disappointing thing for me is that the sound is shit on it. If your head is like very near the camera and the camera's not inside of a housing, then the mic is okay. But if the camera is in a housing, or if you're not like very near it, the sound is shit. So disappointing. I am going to get a mic adapter for it because I have my I have a lavalier mic that I use for videos sometimes. And then if I have this, if I get this adapter, then that'll allow me to plug the mic directly into the GoPro, and then like when the GoPro is recording, it'll just, rather than using its own built-in microphone, it'll use the sound, the audio from the lavalier, which is much better. So need to get that adapter piece. Sadly, for some reason, Amazon does not ship those to Korea. When I want to order stuff off Amazon to Korea, it's really hit and miss which stuff will ship and which stuff won't. A lot of stuff doesn't ship to here because Korea is trying to keep a lot of its business local, which is just kind of bullshit. That's their way of competing, just making it so that the competition is not able to sell stuff in your country. It's kind of bullshit, but that's their laws, so whatever. So then basically everyone here has to shop on Naver. And let me tell you guys something. All right, here's a lesson about Korea. Everyone says, and this is probably, if people know anything about Korea, it's that Korean people love PC games like StarCraft and League of Legends and other stuff. The other thing is that Korea has like the fastest internet in the world. And I'll tell you guys, from my experience, the internet's fast, but it's not noticeably faster than like the internet when I'm at home in the United States. One thing that Korea does have is a lot of free Wi-Fi everywhere. So like if you go into pretty much any cafe, and there's cafes everywhere, Korean people love coffee shops. Pretty much every coffee shop will have free Wi-Fi. A lot of restaurants will have free Wi-Fi. Any hotel, of course, will have free Wi-Fi. A lot of places have free Wi-Fi. So it does have that. But the internet speed is really not that noticeable. And this is the other weird thing, is that for how like advanced and like tech-savvy Korean companies like Samsung and LG are, Korean people in general are not really that tech-savvy. Most people use Internet Explorer on their computers. Yes, Internet Explorer, like the internet browser that everyone pretty much stopped using like 10 years ago, or 15 or 20 years ago. Korean people, for the most part, still use Internet Explorer for most things. And a lot of Korean shopping websites only work with Internet Explorer. If you want to use any other browser, you have to download like a shitload of plugins and all this stuff. It's really dumb. So like, I can't do any shopping on any Korean websites on my computer because it's Apple, and I don't use Internet Explorer obviously because I'm like living in the year 2015. So it's weird. So like if I ever want to order anything, I have to use my wife's computer, which is a PC, and have to use Internet Explorer, which sucks. And then this is the other thing that's annoying about shopping on Korean websites, is that like the security checks are such a hassle. Like for every website, like, okay, you have to make an account, and then your account has to be verified. They have to send a message to your phone, and then you have to check the message, and then you have to verify your account. That's pretty kind of usual, right? But then like when you want to buy something, like you have to put in all this information, which is pretty normal again. But like, I'm just comparing this to like shopping online in the States, where like you put in your name, address, credit card information, and boom, click, you're done. It's really easy. But here, like, because you have to use all these annoying plugins and stuff for Internet Explorer, like every shopping site, you need to download some new plugin because something doesn't work on Internet Explorer, and you download some plugin, and then like when you want to buy it, you have to get like a confirmation message sent to your phone, then you have to put in the confirmation code in the website, and then like that didn't work because you had some error and you have to start all over again. It's so annoying. So like when people say like Korea has the fastest internet in the world, it's like, yeah, but they also have the most bullshit in the world when it comes to like doing stuff online and like just people just using the internet in general. So I don't know, that's my story about that. Just a little interesting insight into life in Korea for you guys. If there's any Koreans watching this, which I highly doubt there are, if there are, no offense, of course, I love living in Korea and I love Korean people, but I really wish they would figure out a way to stop using Internet Explorer for everything. The crazy part is that even like banks, hospitals, and all of these like really important like computer systems, still they're all still using Internet Explorer as well. It's like, Jesus Christ, like no wonder their security for like buying stuff online, no wonder it's like so intense, because they're using such an outdated, unsafe server, unsafe internet application. It's crazy. Whatever. Anyway, in Thailand, you just transfer money. Yeah, that is the one thing that is nice about here in Korea. If you're buying anything secondhand online, which is not very common, but if you are, you can do that. You just transfer the money through internet banking to the person you're buying from, and that's much easier. I will say that internet banking here is can be complicated at times as well, but is relatively simple. And like I just do like internet banking on my phone. I can send money to people for stuff. That's relatively simple. So yeah, sending money here privately is pretty simple, pretty good. But again, there are occasionally hassles. Someone says Thailand, ouch, reminds me of ExMachina. Yeah, I know, man. You and me both. When it comes to ExMachina, if any of you guys don't know what ExMachina is, it's a company that was producing a kit, a really big kit, a really expensive kit, and it was supposed to come out like a year and a half ago, but it's just been forever delayed. That company, basically, from all the pre-orders they took, they collected, someone did the math, and it was like over $1 million in pre-orders. It was like over 2,000 pre-orders of like a $350 kit, something like that, and like you had to pre-order, you had to pay like the full price for the pre-order. So like people are people think that they basically, what they did is they just ran off with the money. I don't think that they did that. I don't think they took people's money and didn't release the kit intentionally. I think they've taken people's money and they didn't release the kit. So far, that's to be sure, absolutely. But I don't think that they did that on purpose, and I think they sometimes post some updates on their Facebook page saying that they're still in progress and it's still going to take more time, whatever. I believe that. I think that they are still trying to release the kit. They're just doing a piss poor job of keeping it organized. Like, if they didn't have the resources to finish the kit or to get it out, really, I mean, they just shouldn't have made it. But they did, and they took everyone's money for it. And I know the team making it, the ExMachina team, was a very small team of people. I heard from them. I've had some contact with them, so that's why I'm inclined to believe that they did have good intentions. I've had some contact with them, and I heard that like the team was just like 5 members, but now they're down to just 2 people. So it's basically that's, I mean, to produce a kit, I mean, with just 2 people, I can imagine that it is very hard, but like, they need to just like, I don't know, refund everyone's money and then like just finish the kit and then sell it or something. Like, I'm sure they obviously can't afford to pay back $1 million. They can't ask for a bank loan for that, I would assume. So I don't know. I still have hope that we will still get the kit eventually or something, I hope. I don't know. But we'll see. As of right now, they're saying maybe the spring of next year. Someone's asking about the tape stemmer. No, not the tape stemmer. That's Mechanicore. Don't get it confused, guys. Mechanicore is a perfectly good company. I like Mechanicore well enough. Mechanicore is making the tape stemmer. We're talking about ExMachina. ExMachina was making a 1/60th scale full armor Gundam Mark III. Really cool design. It looked great. Everyone had high hopes for it. Very expensive kit. Again, $350 plus shipping. If I remember correctly, was the price for that. Which is the price, same price for the tape stemmer, actually. I did pre-order the tape stemmer. I couldn't resist. I love the design of the Deep Striker. I think their redesign, at first I didn't really particularly care for their redesign. I thought it looked a little too weird, but of course it grew on me, and I just couldn't resist and had to pay for it. And it's money spent now, so money spent is just, it's gone now. There's no point worrying about it anymore. Already spent the money. I'm gonna happily get the kit when it comes out, hopefully in December. That'd be a nice Christmas present. Zach is talking about the FA007G3. That's right, the full armor Gundam Mark III. You can check out their site, ExMachina's site. If you want to check out their site, if any of you guys live in Thailand, let me check it out. I know someone was just saying they live in Thailand. Check out ExMachina's website. Their phone number is listed there. Call them and say like, yo, what's going on with the kit? I did that once before. I called international long distance to Thailand to check on the kit, and someone answered, and I talked to the guy, and like, so that's, and then like, he seemed like legit. He's like, yeah, we're working on it, but like we had to start working with another company because we didn't have any resources. They basically just needed help to get it, so they started working with another company, and he said like it is still in production. So I was like, okay, fine. I've since tried calling them again a few other times, and I couldn't get anyone to answer. So I don't know if like that one time when I called, they like saved my number, and they're like, all right, yeah, don't answer the phone again if this guy calls ever again. Or the numbers changed, they moved. Maybe that number, I believe, is not a cell phone number. I believe it's just like a landline. So it's possible that they just moved. That number is just not in service anymore. It rings and just no one ever answers. I don't know. Maybe I just call it the wrong time of day or something. But I've tried calling again like 3 times. I have the number here if any of you guys, I'll tell you what it is. Let me check just a moment. Just for fun, why don't we try calling them right now? Here's the number. Crazy People said, yeah, it's a landline. Did you check the Crazy People lives in Thailand, I guess. Did you check the number? I think it's this 662 101. Oh no, 62101 2398 2398. I think that's right. You might want to check the website to be sure, but I have it here on my phone, but I also have it saved like with the country code ahead of it, so I'm not sure. I can't remember. Okay, yeah, it should be plus 662. Anyway, let's call. Let's see what they say. It's late, so even if someone's there, I'm probably not going to answer, but we'll see. Let's call. It's ringing. But like I said, it was like this before it rang and just no one answered. Yeah. Yeah, it just does that every time now. So is that like, does that mean it's a fax machine number now or something? The same number I called before when I actually did get through to a guy, but that was like 6 months ago. And then when I tried calling again, it was just like 1 month ago, 2 months ago. So in that span of like 4 months, the number could have changed or something. Have you ever told us about the tattoo on your arm? This tattoo on my arm is a symbol for the tree of life. It's a ancient, like a Jewish symbol. Actually, it's a Kabbalist symbol. It's the in Kabbalist, it's the tree of Sephiroth, not Sephiroth, the Final Fantasy character, but Sephiroth. If you want to just Google it, you can look up like Sephiroth tree, something like that. It's basically a symbol for everything. It's like a symbol for the tree of life. It's a diagram of the creation of the universe. Invertly, it's a diagram for the path to God. I'm not Jewish. I'm agnostic. But for me, what it means is just sort of the creation of the universe, the just kind of steps. It's basically just a symbol of like things change, things grow, things are always moving, things are always changing, developing. The world is full of meanings, and we should think carefully and passionately about everything, basically. I mean, there's a lot of meaning within the symbol. I recommend you just look up something online and read about it. Crazy people will try to call tomorrow during office time. Yeah, good luck. I usually try to call. The other times when I tried to call was during office time as well, but it always just does like that. Just goes to like a fax machine or something, whatever that sound is. So we'll see. I think Thailand is just like 1 hour difference from Korea and Japan, if I remember correctly. I've been to Thailand once, and it was a very interesting experience. I let my wife, who was then just my girlfriend, I let her do the planning of the trip, and all she really did was just like go into some Korean blogs and search for like places to go in Thailand, and apparently she came up with like that like Pattaya is a place to go in Thailand. And if any of you guys have ever been to Thailand or know anything about Thailand or live in Thailand, then you may have heard of Pattaya. Let me tell you, it is not a place that you want to go on your vacation unless you're like over 40, male, and single. If you're like an old single dude, then Pattaya could be cool if you're like into go-go bars and prostitution, because that's pretty much all there is in Pattaya. Being there just with your girlfriend and like being a normal human being who like has some respect for human life, it pretty much just sucks, and it's like super depressing there, because like, you're just seeing like all these like 50-year-old white guys walking around with like their paid-for girlfriends. It's just sick. I mean, to each their own. Nothing against Thailand, obviously. It's just saying that Pattaya is a shithole. But Bangkok was pretty cool. The time we spent a few days in Bangkok as well. It was pretty cool. All right, everything on. It's 8:30 in India, 10:47 here. I don't know where here is. 9:46 in Indonesia. 10:52 somewhere else. Definitely planning miss on her part. Huh? Oh yeah, planning miss on my wife's part. Yeah, we figured that out pretty quick. But you know, both of us are. My wife and I are both the kind of people to just make the best of anything. So, you know, we found some stuff to do there. We went and visited some temple nearby there, and just spent some time on the beach there. Beach was pretty nice if you can just ignore like all the fat old white people. Nothing against fat people. People were accusing me of fat shaming in my Gunpla News video when I was talking about the new kids from Iron-Blooded Orphans, the ones that are very overweight looking. People were saying I'm fat shaming. Nothing against fat people, but I found there to be quite a lot of them, of the fat old white variety, on the beach in Pattaya, and it was not very attractive for me personally. Let's see. I'm a little bit worried about if I put these. Okay, yeah, let me see. It's 9:48 a.m. in the U.S. Midwest. Hey, I'm from the U.S. Midwest originally, so good looking out. The Midwest is the best. The East and the West Coast can suck it, because the Midwest is where it's at. So, what's up, Supa Koji in the Midwest? Anyway, the thruster bell has the inner and outer part here. I'm a little bit worried about putting that in, because then I don't think I'm gonna ever get it out. So I maybe just gonna like very gently put it in there, but then I'm worried it's gonna just like fall out and then get lost. Yeah, what should I do? Maybe. Well, okay. When it comes down to it, when I need to take the part out, I'll just drill a little hole here in the back and then push it out with a pin. It's kind of shit, but we'll just have to go ahead and do that. That's not the right part. That's the right part, but it's weird. Okay, like that? That's not right. Like that? That's not right. Like that? That's right. Then this part is going to go here. The cool thing about the backpack of the perfect grade is that it has a function for the unchained mode, whereas the master grade backpack, of course, just has unicorn mode and destroy mode. The Perfect Grade does have an unchained mode for the backpack as well, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna put this on here. Here's our Psycho frame back. The thrusters open up on the side, and then it, I believe it also just pulls it down ever so slightly there. You can see that pulls down just a little bit, and these lower thrusters also separate out just a little bit with that. So very, very slight movement there. Someone asked, any news about a 1/100 scale Master Grade Transient Gundam? Do you think it's going to be released? I kind of doubt it, but I would be really happy if that happened. Personally, I don't know what the rest of the guys think. I kind of doubt that we'll have a Master Grade Transient, but I would really enjoy it if we got one. I don't like it because the Western actor. No, Master Grade Yakudoga would be really cool. So yellow. So yellow. I don't know. You guys can see some of that light shining inside there. Looks pretty cool. Let's see. Okay. Put this front part on first. You know when you're assembling a kit before painting it, and you're thinking like, man, when I disassemble that, I'm definitely gonna break that part. That's what I just felt. Putting on these parts here on the bottom. It's like a front and back part here for the lower thruster of the backpack. This is the lower part. When I have to take those parts apart there, fairly certain I'm probably gonna break that. Just gonna have to be really careful. All right, so that's it then. So here's just a look at that mechanism again. You can see closed and unchained, open, and closed, unchained. And we're gonna put our thruster bells in there as well. One and oops. Two. Plot twist, it's P Bandai. Yeah, the MG, if they ever do a transient Gundam, I wouldn't be surprised if it's P Bandai. Not surprised one bit. So let's see, PC 10, 10, and 14. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 14, here. Hey, question for you guys. Airbrush is too expensive, man. Airbrush is expensive, but it's an investment, right? Like, it's not like you're buying an airbrush and you're going to use it once and then like that's the end of it. It's something that you buy and then you can use it. for a long time. So it's a worthwhile investment, I think. I sadly haven't really got a chance to use mine as much as I would have liked to by this point, now that I've had it for quite a while. But we'll definitely be using it quite a bit over the next couple weeks, I think. I'm going to be painting this kit, of course, as I said, as well as painting my SD Zaku, which you guys have seen, as well as my custom Hymock. Both of those kits are ready for paint, and I'm more than ready to paint them. So those ones should be relatively quick to paint. I don't want to take too much time painting them. It's kind of the wrong thing to say. I mean, you should take your time when doing your painting. You shouldn't rush through it. I'm not going to rush through painting them, but I just know that for painting them, it's not going to take all that long because the color schemes are relatively simple for both of those kits. So I know the painting process should not take all that long. Question for you guys: have any of you ever heard or are fans of a band called Genghis Tron? I am, and I was listening to one of their albums earlier today, and this song is stuck in my head. So if you hear me humming a tune, that's what it is. And if there are any of you who are Genghis Tron fans out there, I'd love to hear from you guys, and let's talk about how awesome that band is. What is the problem with this part? Is that right? I don't feel like that's right. Well, goddamn, it's not right. Okay, let's try that again. That's right. Then this way. There we go. The part, if you guys have ever built a master grade unicorn that has this same part, this part here at the top that flips up like that, the top of the backpack, I had the cycle frame part in there the wrong way, so I couldn't get that in. Just make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. So we're gonna put this on and on. I thought we were gonna have to put in some LEDs in the backpack, but apparently LED is just going to slip into that slot right there. So that should be very, very simple to do. I won't have to disassemble anything or do any of that to put the LED in the backpack. It's just going to fit nicely right into there. That's pretty good. Then these parts, the last thing here for the main part of the backpack. There we go. There's our backpack part. Why is there? God damn it! Ah, shoot! I was thinking, why is there this polycap on my desk? I forgot to put in a polycap here at the top. This side, there's a polycap, and actually there's a problem because that polycap is squished and not in there correctly. And this side, there's no polycap. So, damn. Don't you hate it when that happens? I literally glorify fear and loathing. And well, that's what you're humming. It sounded similar to I like big butts. I'm not humming I like big butts. Who said that? Supakoji. Man, Supakoji, I once praised you for being from the Midwest, but if you're going to think that I'm going to be singing I like big butts while I'm working on a Gundam kit, that's just silly, man. The song that I'm humming is entitled Arms by Genghis Tron. It's the Dylan Reese remix, if I remember correctly. God damn, this part is going to be hard to get off. All right. That's off. Shh. Yes. Damn. I was putting in this polycap, and then I stopped for some reason. Damn. Yeah, right. These polycaps are for putting in the parts in the backpack, right? So they are pretty important. This polycap is not easy to get in here. See this? You can see where this one is on this side, right there. It needs to slide into like some grooves there. Here you can see it needs to slide into that groove. Maybe because I have really big fingers, it's hard to get it to slide in there where it's supposed to be. I think this is the time when your tweezers might come in handy. Okay, so that's in. Let's try putting this on again and have those line up. There we go. That's better. They're in and fitting well. Good. Put these parts back on. Again. Yes, so once again, here is the backpack. Here's destroy mode. Just open like that. And then unchained mode is going to be just pull that down a little bit. That's pretty much it. Not really a big difference there. As you can see, very slight difference. Opens up a little bit more psycho frame in there. So these parts, let's turn the page and get to work on the armed armor. I'll put these parts. It's that one. It's that one. The problem that the master grade had was that when you were rotating these parts around the armed armor on the backpack, when you were kind of rotating them, like flipping them up, these connections came out really easily. So that's what I'm hoping will be fixed on this kit. It won't have any problems with that. Hopefully. Question, what do you think the next PG will be? What do I think the next PG will be? No idea. I don't know. The PG Unicorn was relatively predictable because it was kind of rumored for a long time. However, at the moment, we don't really have any rumors going around about any other perfect grade. So I don't know. In the last live show, someone mentioned like about what if it was like a perfect grade from the Build Fighters series. I don't know. I mean, and I said this at the time, that like that could happen. Like the Build Fighters series is so successful, but on the other hand, the Build Fighters series is really successful as high grades. They haven't really done a whole lot in terms of master grades for the Build Fighters series, which are more expensive kits. I think one of the selling points, one of the reasons the Build Fighters series does so well is because they sell a lot of high grades to young kids, which is like the, of course, model kits are, it's arguable, but model kits are made for modeling, and they're not technically toys. But of course, a big consumer base for them is going to be kids, of course. So parents would much rather buy a high grade that costs $10 or $15, $20, rather than a $100, $200 kit that's very complex for a young kid. So I think for that reason, a perfect grade from the Build Fighters series is kind of unlikely, but it is a very successful series. So someone says the PG Barbatos Gundam. That's maybe not too far-fetched though either. Someone says PG New. A PG New Gundam is possible. RX-78 2.0 PG? I don't think so. Probably not. But who knows? I mean, in 2019, for the 40th anniversary, that might be possible. 2019 is the 40th anniversary. Surely we'll be getting something special and something probably RX-78 related at that time. Some more big ass parts here for the armed armor. Yeah. So far, it would appear that the design of the armed armor for the backpack is pretty much taking the exact same design from the master grade. So if you've built that, especially if you've built it recently, you are not going to find really too much new here. Big ass parts or big ass parts? No, just big ass parts. I'm referencing a YouTube video. I recommend you guys just kind of put my video on pause or mute or something for a minute. Go on YouTube and look up Jones Big Ass Truck Rental and Car Storage. That's JONES Big Ass Truck Rental and Car Storage. Look that up. It's really funny. He's got a few other videos as well. There's like Jones Good Ass Barbecue, Jones something else, something really funny. Really funny videos. If any of you guys know that, let me know. Screw all those PGs. How about a Vegan Gear Sid PG? I don't know what that is. PG is too hard for me. Kai Kyo said PG is too hard for me. Kai, PG I guarantee is not too hard for you. If you can build an HG, you can build a PG. If you've noticed so far, all I'm doing is cutting, cleaning the nubs, and then snapping it together. It's the exact same process as a HG. There's just obviously a lot more parts. It takes a lot more time, but if anything, that should make you want to do a PG, because it just means that the building process will be more longer, which means you can enjoy the build more, right? So don't be don't be dissuaded from buying or building a PG kit because you think it's too complicated for you. Because I guarantee you, if you've built a few HGs or even a few SDs, as long as you've got a couple of kits under your belt and you kind of know how the manual goes, you know how to follow the manual, you can at least build a perfect grade. I mean, obviously, if you don't have experience in painting and doing like too much else other than just the building, yeah, you're not going to be able to do too much else with it, but at least you can build it. That's a really long way. Awin Niwa says, wow, that's really long way. I don't really know what he's talking about. What are you talking about, man? Joshua Fernandez says, can you recommend something? Well, recommend a PG kit for you? I've only, as I said a little bit earlier, I've only ever built the Perfect Grade Wing Zero Custom and Strike Freedom. And personally, I don't really feel like those are probably a couple of the worst PG kits. I mean, they're all good, and those are good too. But I feel like of the PG kits, those are probably a couple of ones on the lower end in terms of just overall. The Perfect Grade Strike Freedom was very forgettable build. I barely even remember building that kit. I just remember that the only really thing I remember about building the Perfect Grade Strike Freedom was that the gimmick of the Dragoons coming out of the wings and the backpack was super frustrating. Really frustrating to get those to work. It's just kind of a pointless gimmick to have them like pop out with springs. I wish that they didn't have any springs and they just kind of go in there. I don't know. Yeah, that's one question I get quite a lot is like, what do I recommend for beginners? And what I usually say is exactly that. I mean, just get what looks cool for you and just go for it. Because really the only difference is going to be the number of parts, and you might have a few steps in the construction process that are slightly more complex, involving more parts at one time. But I mean, it's a very easy to follow diagram. You really shouldn't have any trouble at all. Let's see, 12, 13, 12, 13, 13, 14. Looks like with building this, we're going to have another 3 runners down and out, which is good. Knocking runners out, clearing space in the box. That's all. So before we were talking about satisfying sounds of cutting parts, and I said I enjoy this satisfying feeling of opening runner bags. Another thing I enjoy is finishing a runner. When a runner is finished and I can take it out, it's always a happy day for me. But there is one part on here that we need to keep. What is that part? I have a feeling it's somehow related to this, but I don't see it. Where is this? WP, there's this one part left on here. Not really sure what that is. Question, hey, does anyone have a Papa John's nearby where you live? There's no Papa John's around here, I'll tell you that. We do have Papa John's in Korea, but it's not anywhere around where I live. I had it, actually, just a few weeks ago. Pretty good, but not anywhere around here. Okay, here it is. This part on here, guys, is for attaching the Armed Armor DE shield onto the full armor weapons pack. So if you have the full armor part set for the perfect grade, you can attach this onto the backpack of that using this part here. So I do have that set, but I don't have any intention of using this on that. So, but I will just cut out this part and just keep it in the box just in case. So not going to be using this at this time. We'll just stick it in here. There you go. And then that runner is done. Where was I? I was going to show that to you guys. Before, where is that? Huh? I know, where did that go? Okay, here we go at the end of the transformation manual. It goes through the transformation, and the very last part is how to disassemble the kit if you get the LED set later. At the end of the transformation, we have this little stage here. That's showing how to use that part to attach the Armed Armor DE onto the full armor weapons rack backpack. So that's pretty cool. You can use that if you want. Let's get back to backpack. Okay. Back to cutting some parts here. Zach uses self-confusion during gunpla attack. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just have parts and you just don't know where they go. Just have to scan the manual and or just be patient. This part, this is another part. I would have been confused by this part as well if I hadn't watched HobbyLink TV on just sort of skimming through HobbyLink TV's videos of the Banshee Norn. I noticed Sid talked about this part being the part that you use to connect the backpack to the shield. Like this, I believe it goes, this part plugs into the backpack like so, and then the shield can be mounted on here like that. You're supposed to take off that connection piece for the arm, but if you don't, it can go like that. So your Banshee can fly in the sky with this backpack attached to its arm, with this shield attached to its backpack is what I want to say. Pull this out and it's pulling the whole backpack apart. Okay, so set that aside as well for the time being. Let's get to clearing some of these nubs. At first it's just snapped and make nothing else, and then I buy a panel liner and then boom, it's very good unpainted. Yeah, I mean, MIUV is, looks like, I'm not watching the chat closely, but it looks like he's talking about sort of stepping up his game in terms of building. Yeah, I think you guys will find that if you just take, okay, here's one of the things. This is something that Build Fighters has done. Fly in the Sky, yeah, exactly, the G Gundam theme song. All right, this is one of the things that where I think Build Fighters has had a little bit of a negative effect on the hobby, and some others will agree, and some of you guys may not agree, and some of you guys may take this the wrong way. I hope you don't. But one of the reasons, or maybe one of the very few reasons, or anyway, the Build Fighters series was not good for Gunpla as a community, for people who build Gunpla for one reason, and that is that they make customizing kits and making these like super intense custom kits. They make it look really easy in the series. Like And they also take like people who have never built Gunpla, like the main character of Try, who was Say, right? Who had never built any Gunpla before, and like he starts building, he makes like this custom. I mean, of course, he didn't like jump right into it and make a custom. But anyway, the series in general, it makes making custom build kits look a lot easier than it is. Doing any sort of customizing or kit bashing is not easy, and it takes practice to get to that point. It's not something that you should rush into doing. I think what a lot of people who are just beginners in the hobby now, who have maybe like just gotten into the series, especially because of build fighters, what they want to do is like they've only built maybe 1 or 2 kits, 3, 4, 5 kits, even 10 kits, and then they want to get into like doing like some full-on like custom kit bash, super crazy build when they're like still pretty much a beginner. That kind of thing, you can't just rush into doing that. Like, it takes a long practice. You can and like, good on you for trying, but it's really like, I promise you guys, it's so much more fulfilling and rewarding, and you're gonna be better in the long run if you just take it slow and just start from the basics first. I mean, like, if you're just building and then you wanna do something more with your kits, then do panel lining. Then if you are having fun panel lining your kits and their kits are looking good, then you want to do something more, then start painting. You just get a few cans of spray paint. It can be like spray paint for models or just regular spray paint, just to at least get the feel of painting. Just try painting a few kits. If you like that, you know, I mean, do painting and then do like panel lining and using decals, water slides and stuff. After you've done that for a few kits, you know, then maybe you want to try just doing a little bit of customizing, adding some custom parts to a kit, like getting some Kotobukiya option parts or something, or just getting some plot plate, doing like some really basic plot plate modifications, and like just take it slow, step by step, and over time you'll get better, and you'll have had like, you've got all your basic steps like panel lining, painting, decals. You've got all that is like down. You've had plenty of practice with that. So then when you're ready to go and like try doing some like awesome kit bash, you at least got the basics down. So like, even if your kit bash is not really successful, at least it's going to be nicely painted, nicely panel lined. You can put decals on it and do all of that. So that is my words of wisdom for any of you guys. If you're beginners and you want to emulate what you see on build fighters by making some really cool custom build, just know that it's not as easy as it looks, and it takes a lot of time and effort and experience, and you're better off not trying to rush into doing that. So that's what I have to say about that. Question, what is up with that weird poster in your room? It looks like a naked female robot or something. This weird poster is a banner for the band, for the album from the band Converge, and it is not weird at all. It's awesome. It is, the band is Converge, the album is Jane Doe. I highly recommend you guys go check it out. I know on YouTube you can listen to the whole thing just on YouTube as one video. Just go there, listen to that album, and it will change your life, and you will know what awesome music sounds like. I'm no music elitist, and like I have a very eclectic taste in music. I like a lot of different things, but that band Converge is one of my favorite bands ever. So that is why that poster is in my room. It's not a poster, actually, it's a banner. That's why that banner is in my room, because I love that band. And the art on the banner is made by the lead singer, vocalist, frontman for that band, Converge. He is also an artist and a record label owner. He started his own label, Death Wish Records, and he's an amazing, amazing artist, really cool guy. I would also highly recommend you just checking out some videos of him, not performing with the band, but just like interviews with him or something. He's a really cool, smart guy. Very interesting. Jacob Bannon is his name. Yeah. Question: other than Gundam, do you like Macross or any other mech series? I don't. I've never really gotten into Macross. I've never really gotten into like Scope Dogs or Zoids. I watched the Zoids cartoon show. That was, I know it's got like multiple series, so I don't know exactly which one it is. But whichever one was the one that played on Toonami back in the day. I watched some Zoids, but I've never really gotten into the kits. I have a couple of frame arm kits that are just in my backlog that I've not built yet. I would really like to build. So frame arms is cool. There's a few of those that I like. There's a few Super Robot Wars kits that I like. I don't have one. I don't have any. Never gotten any, but there are a few that I wouldn't mind getting. Evangelion would be one series, although it's arguable whether those are mechs or not, depending on what your definition is for a mech. But the show is could be categorized as a giant mech show. Although if you've watched the show, you know that that categorization is kind of questionable. Anyway, I love Evangelion. I do have a few Evangelion kits. I've never totally finished one though. Question: when will we see your son? I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm. When will you see my son on video? Probably not ever, or maybe later. I don't know. I was deciding whether I want to post a photo on my Facebook page, the ZakuAurelius Facebook page, but I kind of don't want to. I gotta keep some stuff private, right? Like, you guys at least know that I have a son. You know his name's Noah. That's probably like all you guys really need to know. Nothing against you guys. I don't really think that any of you are gonna be like some psychopaths who are gonna like try to come abduct my son, but you just don't really need to see him. Just take my word for it. He is very handsome and awesome and perfect. I'm so proud. I was actually a little bit disappointed today because we didn't really get to spend much time with him at all before he was rushed off to the baby room, and then we couldn't really see him that much after that. So like I was just hanging out with my wife while she was just kind of recovering. So we didn't really get to see Noah that much today. Kind of disappointing. But tomorrow we'll see him more. So that's why after finishing this, I'm gonna get some rest. So won't be too tired tomorrow. Question: do you have any comments on the tension between South Korea and Japan? Also, South Korea and North Korea, are there any concerns about war breaking out? People in South Korea typically don't worry about North Korea all that much in their daily lives. There's stuff on the news about North Korea anytime they do some stuff, but in general, North Korea is not really on people's minds ever, and very rarely worried about that. We had a thing a few weeks ago where like they were threatening to start a war or something, but every few weeks they're doing something, and no one really takes it all that seriously here. In terms of Korea's tension with Japan, I think it's kind of ridiculous, really. I mean, Japan just needs to grow up and admit what they did was wrong. and Korea needs to grow up and just admit that it was a shitty situation in the past, but it's exactly that. It's in the past. If Japan would apologize for what they did, then I think everyone could just kind of move on, or at least I would hope that they would. But I do have a feeling that a lot of Koreans would still hold a grudge. And it's understandable. Japan did some pretty terrible stuff here. But at the same time, all those people who did that are dead now. And I mean, the country is a totally different place now. The people who are living in Japan now they themselves didn't actually do that. So, I mean, you can kind of think of it in terms of like, it's like in Gundam, right? The Zeon and the Federation are just basically fighting an endless war because like Zeon are pissed off about something the Federation did. The Federation's pissed off about something Zeon did, and it never ends because they just keep holding on to shit that happened in the past. Nobody can like let it go and try to move on, and that's basically what's happening with Korea and Japan. Nobody can seem to admit what they did was wrong and try to move on. And it's a very sad situation that they're both being so petty about the situation, and it isn't helped by the fact that they can't decide who owns 2 rocks in the middle of the sea. And they can't even decide on what to even name the sea. The rest of the world knows it as the Sea of Japan. Korea thinks that's not cool, and they just want it to be like the East Sea or something, just because they don't want the sea there. They don't want one of their bordering seas to be named the Sea of Japan. I don't really see what the big deal is. It's just a sea. Like, if you don't want to call it the Sea of Japan, you don't have to. You can call it the Sea of Sorrow. Who cares? Just call it whatever you want. Their dispute over the island of Dokdo. In Korea, it's called Dokdo. In Japan, it's called Takashima. You can look up about that if you don't know about it. The dispute over Dokdo / Takashima is silly. It's just a nationalistic pride, really, on both sides. They are disputing always about who actually owns the island, and they're not even islands, they're like islets. They're basically two big rocks in the sea there, in the Sea of Japan. And no one can live there. People go there to visit, but like basically when you go there on the boat, it's really hard to get there for one, because you have to go out to one island, and then you have to go from that island out to this other island. So like it's hard to get there for one, and like all you can do is you go there, you like get out of the boat onto like the dock, and that's basically the only place you can go on the island, because then it's just a big cliff and rocks. There's like a couple buildings there, because I think it's like one couple, like one really old Korean couple lives there, and then there's like a few like soldiers stationed there, I think, and there's like some like weather station there or something like that. Anyway, the island itself is useless. No one can live there. They can't do anything with the island. The real reason that the governments care about the island is because of the natural resources available at the island. There's a lot of natural gas in the ground surrounding the island, and there's a lot of fishing to be done in the water around the island. So the island itself is really, the governments really don't care about the island, but the people get wrapped up in like the island is ours, we found it first, and like the government's not really arguing about that. The government doesn't care who found it first. The government cares who can get money from the resources surrounding the island. So it's dumb and just a big waste of time. Like, because people, when I lived in Japan, I found that people in Japan don't care about it at all. The Japanese people in general either don't really even know anything about it, really, or they know about it and they just really don't care. But people in Korea know about it and care about it, And a lot of people like spend a lot of time and money like protesting about it and doing all sorts of propaganda about it. Dokdo is it's our country's land, like that. And it's like, people in the world have real problems. Like, if you want to devote your time to like to a good cause, like, a lot of people in the world have real problems. Like, arguing about two rocks in the sea that belong to your country or not, it's like, get a life, right? It's so pointless. I obviously have very strong feelings about it. If you live here in Korea, you have to hear about it a lot. Propaganda about it, and it's not like propaganda like trucks driving around with like loudspeakers blaring like "Dokdo is ours, take up arms against Japan. Let's fight the Japanese and get our island." Because I think technically at the moment it is owned by Korea, but Japan still thinks it's theirs or something. I don't know what the current status of it is, but when I say propaganda, I mean like it's just kids and parents and teachers always telling their kids like, "Oh, Dokdo is ours, the Japanese are bad," and like, it's just bullshit. Like, being a teacher, I have to talk to my students, and like anytime I bring up Japan, I've got like students in the class that are like, "Ooh, Japan, ooh." I'm like, "Oh, you don't like Japan?" They're like, "No." Why? I don't know. They're like, the kids are just brought up to hate Japan when they don't have no idea why. Or maybe they know why, like because of what Japan did when they occupied Korea in the past, but they don't really know. Like, they don't have any reason to like actively hate Japan now. I mean, how many Americans, I mean, those of you in the States, how many Americans do you meet that like hate Japan because of what they did in Pearl Harbor? Like, that was a pretty shitty thing that they did, and it was like during a war. But you don't really meet people who are like hating Japan because of that. Yeah, Japanese people are really nice. Yeah, the majority of people, Japanese people, are really nice. Abe, their current president, though, I mean, he is a little bit nuts. We can probably say that. But pretty much all politicians are just assholes anyway. So like, that's. But of course, Japanese people in general are really nice, and Korean people too are really nice. So that's why I wish that they could just get along, right? But a lot of Korean people are still very prejudiced and dislike Japan. Like, some people, like here in Korea, when I tell them that like that I lived in Japan for a while and then I came back to Korea, they're like, "Oh yeah, Korea's better, right?" Like, not really. Like, I don't know, what do you mean by better? Like, I came back to Korea because I wanted to marry my wife who was here. So like, I don't know. Obviously, both have their pros and cons. Like, no country is perfect. But people just don't really get that. They just want to say which one's better. Like, what does that even mean? Or some people ask me like, "Oh, you're American. Why don't you want to live in America? Why did you come to Korea?" I don't know. Why do people do anything? Because I wanted to get out and try something new. Someone says, "Zach, bring pencil, please." Pencil is sick at the moment. Is the reason why I didn't bring pencil on last time, and why I don't want to bring pencil on this time, is because pencil is sick. He is wearing one of those like collar, like cone things on his head, because he has a catheter in, which I'm sure is very uncomfortable. He's doing fine, but I just don't really want to mess with him unnecessarily. It's pretty cool, right? One thing that I kind of dislike about the armed armor on this part of the armed armor is that the psycho frame is not really great there, because it's just black plastic right behind it, so you can't really get that clear effect very much. And obviously there's no way to, I mean, you could put LEDs inside here if you're really good at it, but the LEDs we get is not going to reach into this part. So that part of the clear frame is a little bit lackluster. Anyway, this this video has had a lot of kind of complaining about stuff about Korea, hasn't it? I hope you guys don't think like I hate Korea or something. How about turning everyone into new types innovators to understand each other? Yeah. Or just how about people just use their brains once in a while? It's more like it. Just gotta think about stuff more. Understanding each other is the key. Question, would you be upset if your cat ate a part of your PG Banshee Norn? As I said in the last live feed, my cats are amazingly well behaved and don't ever try to eat or scratch or destroy anything in any way, including me. They've never tried to scratch me or bite me or anything like that ever. So I don't really have to worry about that. I don't let them into this room simply because I don't want them to play with a part and like hit it under the desk and it'd be like gone forever. They would never destroy anything, but they would definitely make stuff disappear. That's for sure. So let's see, it goes on here. That goes on here. Click, click, clap. It's in this one. And first, that, then this piece in here, and this piece like this. Bing, bang, boom. Let's see. It's okay to rant, especially when you're in the middle of it. Why did he not paint the model? Why did I not paint this model? I'm going to paint it. I just haven't painted it yet. Someone said, you're goddamn right, Zach. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm guessing you're talking about when I said that people just need to use their brains and understand each other a little bit more. I'm guessing you're concurring, agreeing with that point. And Papa John's is tasty though, man. I'd appreciate it if you did not talk about Papa John's whilst I don't have any pizza, because I love pizza, and I'd like to have some, but I don't. There is a very delicious, if you guys ever consider living in Korea or something, Korea does have a lot of pizza. Korean people like pizza. Korean people don't really consider pizza like a meal, like in the West. Like you're like, oh, what do you want for dinner? Pizza. It's not. Some people do, but like in general, especially older people, don't really consider pizza like a meal. Here it's kind of like a snack. So like if you like go out with some adults to have, like some older people to have pizza, it's probably not going to be your like meal. All right, so here's one part of the armed armor. Here's where you're going to plug in the beam saber handles. They're just going to fit into that peg inside there, and they're just stored on there like that. And then when you want to take it out, you can swing it out like that and then pull it out. Ding. Just like that. So pretty cool. I've got all the parts here put together. Let's put this on see. How do we do that? Well, we need this part and this part. Is that right? Hard to tell. Don't think that's right. I'll let you guys see what's confusing me here. We have to plug the two parts together, but this is really dark. I can't tell if that's this side of the part or this side of the part. It's really, really dark. It's hard to tell, but I finally figured out that that is the gold side. So it's going to like that. And see, like that. This one, like that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, like, bird, butterfly, a moth kind of flying, right? Kind of looks like that, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. But we'll close this up like that. There we go, our unicorn mode backpack. I wish Bandai would have included a magnet gimmick here in the back. You can see they stay together pretty well if you press the parts together the right way. It would be nice if there was a magnet in there to hold them together firmly. The problem is that, like, let's just open this up. You would have to place a magnet in this gold part. So, like, if you want to do it yourself, like, you just grab something like this. Just grab these. Like here, I've got some magnets, right? These are just small little circular magnets of 2 millimeters, 5 millimeters wide, 2 millimeters thick. These magnets. So just like drill. You can get much smaller than this. I just chose the bigger size one so you guys can see it easier anyway. But you can get some smaller ones. You want to drill a hole in there and put in some magnets. Then you've got the circle parts there. It's going to be a little bit obvious. I think if you were using like a really smaller magnet and you could put like one like here, and then like down at the tip, and then like when you paint over it, you can make it look like it's just like small little just like circle details, and it wouldn't look too weird. And then like when you pop it together, it would hold together nice and firmly. Would be cool, but yeah, like I said, when you just arrange it in the right way, it stays together pretty well enough. And then when we want to transform it, I'm guessing it's going to work similarly to the master grade. We need to basically fold these out and up like that, bring it around and up, and like that. Of course, then we need to open that part up too, but there's our very shiny backpack. Oh man. See, you guys are talking about pizza, and then I just got a message from Alex saying that he just got pizza. Maybe he's watching the live broadcast. I don't know. He hasn't told me. He just said that he just got hot chicken pizza with garlic dip. Man. Alex, are you watching this? Did you know that I was talking about pizza? Anyway, here's that. Looks really good. The mechanism for rotating these around works much better than the master grade, so very pleased about that. How do I do that? Okay, like this. I'm not sure how easy this is going to be when it's actually on the kit. If you're going to have to like take off the backpack to rotate those around, or like how in the way stuff is going to be. Hopefully not too bad. Hopefully you can do that pretty easily while it's actually attached to the Gundam. I'll have to try that later. That's pretty cool. There's our backpack, guys. So that's 2 parts done. Armed Armor DE and the Armed Armor. I can't remember what is the XC. That's what it is. God, man. I couldn't remember this whole time, so I'm not saying it, but it's XC. That's what it is. It says in the manual. Armed Armor XC on the backpack. I forget what the XC stands for. Something. Accelerator. Anyway, there it is. I'm going to be painting this gold, so it's not going to stay in that plasticky gold. I'm also the gold runner we have. I was just thinking about this today. I need to order some gold paint. This is pretty nice gold on here. It's really, really quite nice. It's very similar to the Kakushiki 2.0. If you guys built that master grade, they probably use the exact same spraying technique on this, but I'm going to strip that off and just repaint this gold. So I need to get some gold paint for those parts, as well as these parts here on the backpack, as well as these parts for inside the leg. Going to repaint all of these gold as well. These might spray these gold while they're on the runner before cutting them out. Usually when people ask, I don't condone spraying parts while they're on the runner and then cutting them out, because usually that's not a good idea. This is one time when you could get away with doing that, probably, because these are all parts that are going to be going inside for the most part. Really, the only parts that you're going to see are like a few bits poking out, and those aren't the parts that are where there's gate marks. So if I sprayed all of this gold, and then when I cut it out, there's going to be nub marks on it, of course, but those nub marks aren't going to be anywhere where they're going to show, I think. So probably be safe doing that. Maybe I'll check the manual too, just to be safe. Maybe look at it really closely just to see if there's going to be any gate marks on there. Anyway, Nike629 said, sorry, Zach, for eating Papa John's. I'm really not that depressed about you guys eating pizza and hot wings, especially not hot wings. I don't like hot wings, so I don't know. So I'm not that depressed about you guys eating pizza. I'm gonna be going to bed soon, relatively soon, and I have some bread here that I need to finish eating. See that? It's kind of like some bread with like rice cake in it. It's pretty good. Anyway, that was pretty much it for this video. Hope that was entertaining. Got this done. What do you guys want to see next? Okay, now's your chance. Tell me, what should we build next? I want to just start on working on the body. That's the torso. If that's cool with you guys, let me know there. There's now 50 some of you watching, so quick. If you're the kind of person that gets like disgusted about someone talking with their mouth full, sorry. I don't mean to disgust anyone. I'm just kind of maybe really tired, so have the, like a little bit of feeling of like a high. Definitely not high though. Just tired. Happy about this. Nice part. Glad I'm not gonna have to disassemble anything to put in the LED. Gonna have to disassemble it to paint though anyway, but putting in the LED is really easy. Just pop it right in the slot right there. I think I'm gonna okay, sorry. I was about to say I'll pull out the LED and put it in there just so you guys can see what it looks like, but I know I don't have any batteries for that at the moment. So what kind of batteries does it need? I don't know. I forget. Let me check, because I should go get some pretty soon. If it's just double A's, I have some of those. I think it might be. If it's anything other than double A's, I know I don't have it at the moment. It is AA. So hold on. I will go get those. Man, it's lucky for you guys. Needs 4, and I just happen to have 4 AA batteries. So let's get out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4. On, off. Nothing's plugged in yet. Which LED is going into the backpack? Let's find out. Put this that away too. A5, part of the A one, which is the A LED unit is the part that's going inside the torso. So it's basically like the part that like everything else goes through. So let's see. Okay. Using this little piece, which I can't get out of here. There we go. A5. Let's see. I know you guys are dying to see what this backpack looks lit up, so be patient for a moment and I'll figure it out. Oh my. Okay, here we go. If it's like this, A5 is this one. It's going to go into here. Question, Zach, I would like to ask, have you tried the third-party LED set? Earlier in the broadcast, did I talk about the third-party LED set? No, maybe I didn't. Question, how do you store all your Gunpla kits, I presume, on the shelf? Yeah, what you see there on the shelf is all of the Gundam kits that I have on display at my house at the moment, which is like, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, that's it. Hakushiki's on my desk as well, and these couple here, but those are just, they're very temporarily. How do I display my kits, or how do I store my kits? The majority of the stuff that I build, after I build it, I put it back in the box, and then it's just like stored in the box. I don't have a really good place to display stuff. These shelves here are already full, so there's not really anything I can do with that. So yeah, the majority of the stuff just goes back in the box for safekeeping. Where is it in the building process when we're plugging the body into the base? Because that's what I want to find. I guess we can just try to figure this out. Guessing this one's going in. That's obviously wrong. So it's this one. Hope this is right and I'm not ruining a $100 LED set here. On, and nothing happened, so what's the deal? Is that not plugged in all the way? Could be. On. Nothing happened. Okay, well, something's not right. This would be a 3. A 3 should stay out the back. Give me a moment. Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, wait. Put that in. Turn on, then press this. And again, nothing happened. There it goes. Ta-da-ding. Nice. As you can see, the lights are whitish purple. That just fits into there like so. Let me dim the lights in here. Someone said house tour, please. No. You guys don't really need to see what my house looks like. Okay. You have to ignore all the rest of the lights here and try to just look at the backpack. Obviously, in unicorn mode, it's not going to look like much. But if we open it up, there's, if I get too close to my computer, let's see all you guys are seeing. Open this up and open that down. Here it is in unchained mode. That's what that's going to look like. Let me turn my screen brightness down. There we go. Oops. There you go. And out the thrusters in the bottom. We get some light out of there too. There's that. What do you think? Right. There you go. So that's that. LEDs work. That's for sure. Turn that off. Take this out. The connection's really tight. I really don't want to pull that wire out. Wait a second. That's it, guys. That's all I have to show you now. It's 1 o'clock. Time for me to go shower, get into bed. There was a little glimpse at LEDs in use. So yeah, I wasn't really paying attention after I asked you guys to tell me what part of the kit you want me to build next. So if you would please, once again, tell me what part of the kit you guys want me to build next. I want to build the body next, if that's okay with you guys. Say yes, go ahead with the body. Let me know that right now. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'm waiting for the video to catch up before I can see your guys' comments. Video looks blurry. 1 a.m. shower. Yes, I shower before I sleep. Some people are morning showers. Some people are bedtime showers. I don't know. I shower at night, usually. Someone said torso, head and torso, head and torso. Yes, body and waist. All right, so yeah, I guess we'll go ahead with the torso and head next. You guys don't want to see the arms and legs? What, that's like boring or something? Come on. It's like the best part. No. What I'm thinking of doing probably is like for the arms and legs, I'll probably build like one of the legs like off camera, and then like on camera I'll just build one of them with you guys. Same for the arms as well. Like I'll just build one before starting the broadcast, and then build the other one. Alex said, "I miss you, dude." Miss you too, Alex. I guess you are watching and eating pizza. But Alex, you're coming to visit soon, anyway, aren't you? So coming sometime this week to come see the baby. I'd assume so. So yeah, it's not boring. It's just the same anyway. Okay. Anyway, yeah. For the arms and legs, I'll probably build one of them off camera and one of them on camera, and torso and head maybe we'll build next time, depending on how much time we have. The next live view will probably be tomorrow. I've got time. Probably it's going to be like the same thing tomorrow. Yeah, sometime this week. Okay, cool. Yes, everyone say hello to Alex and thank him for always donating kits and for a review and donating kits for contests and stuff. So say thank you to him. All right, so yeah, same thing tomorrow. My wife's going to be sleeping in the hospital again where there's nowhere for me to sleep, so I'll be back here at home. So probably the same time tomorrow night, I'll probably do another broadcast. So I'll let you guys know for sure tomorrow evening. I don't know whatever time it is for you, wherever you are. Yeah, I'll let you know about that. This broadcast has already gone on over 2 hours. Just building this, that's kind of silly. Obviously, I was just talking a lot, not really too focused on that. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, of course, you've been questioning and commenting the whole time, so thank you for that. Thank you guys for like actively participating a lot in the comments section. That's awesome. I'm really enjoying doing this live streams with you guys because you guys really are taking advantage of the chat and like chatting a lot amongst yourselves and like listening to me rambling and then trying to ask me questions. Sorry I can't see all of your guys' questions. I'm sure there's a lot of questions that I missed. Sorry I didn't answer everything. Just try again. Keep trying. I'll see your question and answer it eventually. Okay, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you again probably tomorrow, if not very soon. Stay tuned on my Facebook page or on Twitter for updates about that. You guys are awesome. We'll see you later. I'm out of here. Bye. Stop.